All right, check one. There we go. There we go. All right. All right. Check one, check one. Ooh-wee. What's going on? What's going on, my man? As always, Fritter Friday. I'm just getting here. I mean, literally just got the wife back home, son back home, and I'm just sliding up in here, plop down, grab the shirt, change some clothes, came on up in here and everything. So, ooh, man. How are these notary streets, man? Look, for me, it's good. It's good. For a lot of other people, man, these notary streets, these folk out here tripping. They out here, they seriously tripping, y'all. They are out here, um, they scrambling to get your money. I'm serious. I'm serious. These folk are scrambling to get y'all's money, to sell you any and everything. All I'm saying is it's time for you. You got to step up as business owners. You got to step up and like, okay, let me check and make sure what I'm investing in is what I should be. Double check my camera here. All right, yeah, I think I'm straight. Okay, but yeah, that's. I mean, right now because the real estate market is still crashing. I mean, it is bad. And see, here's all, and right now, all of these people who was like, oh, it's going to be 5% in January. I remember in December of last year, it was either late November, early December, probably December of last year. I was doing a real estate closing and it was for a couple. I don't know, they might be getting divorced or whatever, but he was in California, she was here, and she had to sign off on it for whatever reason. She had to sign off on the paperwork too, and she didn't like the terms that he got. So she was like, "This is why don't you wait? Because these interest rate that you got right now is terrible." And he was doing a cash out refinance, and he was like, "That's the best I could get." She said, "No, you should wait. You should have waited because in January the interest rates are going to be 5%." And he was like, "Where did you hear that from?" And she said, "It was. They said that on the news." This is way back in December, and I'm sitting here like, okay, it ain't happening. And then what happened at the beginning part of the year? Oh yeah, they're going to rate cut. They had a meeting, they didn't rate cut, and now people are scrambling. Now they are scrambling hard. They're like, okay, what are we going to do? How are we going to do it? We got to get this money, get this thing going. And people are, these companies are tripping. I mean, everybody's scrambling. And when everybody's scrambling, well, trainers and non-trainers, I'm talking about it. Well, the trainers, of course. And see, a lot of people think that I'm against the trainers. I'm not against the trainers. If you go back and listen, which I don't know which video to tell you, but other videos I've done in the past, I've always said I'm fine with the trainers because the trainers going to do what they do. I just feel they need to fully disclose certain limitations, certain things about what they're doing and their training and give you the full scope about what they're doing so you're not thinking that it's one way when it really is another way. That's all I'm saying. And they're not doing that. They really aren't doing that. They're just like, hey, take this training and here's a way to make money. But they have no guarantee that it works everywhere. That's why I was saying earlier this week. Um, that's why I was saying what's going on, Caprinas. That's why I was saying earlier this week, show me that show me a trainer that got at least 80, 75, 80% of the people who are taking their course making this big time money. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see because I know a lot of notaries out here who have taken training from these people and they are struggling. They are struggling and they are not making hardly any money, if any, whatsoever. But they've all taken these courses. So I want to see proof that 75 to 80% of these people who've been kicking it with you, these trainers, making significant money. Okay. That's what I want to see. And then we have to also probably break it down into the different categories of whether, you full-time and part-time. And to me, if you full-time and you done took this training and you not making significant money, then where's the problem? Is it the trainer or is it you? You see what I'm saying? That's my thing. And then even earlier this week, I said this one statement. I said, oh, did I say it? I don't know. I might not have said it yet, but whether or not I'm gonna say it now. I want somebody to show me proof that I think I did because you have this title of loan signing agent, notary signing agent, that you're getting paid a premium over somebody who doesn't. That's what I want to see. I want to see proof that you, as a loan signing agent, notary signing agent, that when you went to that title office or when you got that call from a signing company or whatever, that they said, "Hey, we sent this order out for $85, but we see that you're a loan signing agent. We're going to pay you a premium. We're going to pay you more than what we would pay somebody who is just a notary." That's what I want to see. I want to see that proof. I want to see that because it's already been put out there by the NNA themselves that only 3% of the signing agents are making $100,000 or more. And there's a buttload of us out here, a buttload. So you have to ask yourself in your small Facebook groups, clubhouse groups, is 3% of those people making 100K? You probably got more like 0%. So where's all this money that's supposed to be being made in this business by everybody? I haven't hit 100K. Have I made total? Yes, but I haven't hit 100K, like in 1 year. That's my question. So this is where we're at, people. And so, yeah, these notary streets, folk are scrambling. They're doing whatever they can to get you to spend money to do this, that, and the other. And the sad part is, many of you are not doing in this business what you do in the other areas of your life. In the other areas of your life, you critique, you examine, you're critical, you're very skeptical about stuff people bring to you. But as a notary, you just take whatever they say. I'm just being real with you. Now, I'll be straight with you. Not too many people, some people take what I say, but a lot of people don't because a lot of people question me about what I say here. And primarily because what I'm saying here is opposite of what the vast majority of the people who are out there making a lot of money teaching y'all are saying. You see what I'm saying? So people hear what I say, and then they ask me they basically want me to prove that what I'm saying is right. Do you really feel that way? Is that really true? And I'm like, okay, why? Well, I heard somebody over here say this, and I'm like, then you need to ask them. Are you asking them? And majority of the time, not even majority, almost all of the time, the person who you're questioning or you're concerned about what they're saying, you don't ask them. You're asking me, and I'm not going to speak and be like, okay, well, here's what they meant. They the one who said it. So that's where you should get the answers from. People say, well, I heard somebody say this, and they were saying this is what we should do, like the explaining of the documents. Oh, yeah, they said we should explain. Okay, did you ask them why? Well, no, I didn't ask them why. Okay, so then why are you asking me? Well, you just seem like you know a good little bit and you've been around for a while. Yeah, but again, I'm not the one who made the comment. Who made the comment is who you need to question. You see what I'm saying? Because if you have a child and your child come home saying, "Yeah, I was told, my teachers said that we don't have to do homework and we just, we don't need to carry books home or nothing." You're going to be like, which teacher? Who said this? You're not going to go to some other school system or other school and ask them over there. Your kid in Fair in I'm gonna just make up a name, Bull Rock Elementary, And then the teacher, you're gonna go ask a teacher over there in Pelican Shore Elementary about what they're doing over here. No, 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 no. You need to ask them over here who said that. That. That's who you need to talk to. And too many of y'all just straight up are scared. And what you some people are influenced by, well, they make a lot of money, they got a lot of people behind them, they got a lot of people who are rooting for them, who who cape for them. So I don't want to say nothing because they seem like they got connections. And if you are afraid to say something because you think that person could get you blacklisted in this business, then something's wrong. Because nobody who's a trainer should have that kind of influence to stop you from being able to get work because you question them. That's a huge problem. They can't handle the truth. There is now a new notary business build for 58 a month. Okay, didn't know that. Didn't know that. 58 a month. Okay, I think. Then it said because it's because of desperation and believing what's posted on social media. Yeah, that's the crazy part. People are believing whatever they want to believe, and I hear the questions. I get the questions all the time. I share with people. I say, look, go back and look at my older videos. Y'all hear me talking about a young lady named Jessica a lot. You'll see her on here from time to time. Planning Serenity. That's her name on here and her YouTube channel and everything. She very rarely calls me and asks me questions. And I'm not saying that I don't want people to call me. I have to say that. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is this. She has gone back and looked at a lot of my videos. And yes, I have over 1,000 videos, but she has gone back and looked at a lot of them. And what I'm seeing is that the people who actually take time out and in the time that they don't have a lot of work coming in, they go back and look at my videos. They're learning things and they're seeing things, and they're like, wow, you said this a year ago, you said this 2 years ago, and I'm still seeing it now. And it's helping them to move forward in the business and is giving them the answers that they to the questions that they have. You can call me, and a lot of people will know that a lot of times, like, will ask me questions. What do? I give you a quick answer, but I refer you to a video if I can think of the video off the top of my head. I'll say, go to this playlist, go look at this, go look at that. Because here's the thing: when you look at the video, you can pause it and think about it, replay it again. You can listen to it again and again. But when we talk on the phone, it's hard for you. It's like you can't call me up 2 days later and say at the 11-minute point of our conversation, what was that thing you said again? Because I'm dealing with so much. A lot of time I have a conversation with you and I dump it out of my head. And there's things that I have, if I don't write it down, I'll forget about it. So again, it's not that I don't talk to people. People know I talk to them. I'll talk to a person for an hour. But anything that I tell you on the phone is no different than what I've said in the video. And that's why I refer people, hey, go to look at the video. Like people keep been asking me about groundworks. There's a playlist on groundworks. Everything you need to know about groundworks is in the video. If I said it in the video, that's what it is. You don't need a qualification to be in there. You don't need any of that. So the information is in there. There's a video called I think an overview about groundworks with me in a yellow jacket and a white hat on and everything, and all of that. Just like people ask me, why do I rent cars? There's a video about that. I share with people all the time. If you on YouTube in the search bar that's at the top above the video, any video you're looking at, type in Griffin Notary and the topic that you are thinking about. You're like, I wonder why Griffin rents a car. Griffin Notary rental car. At least 2 or 3 videos will come up that talks about why I do rental cars. And I still do rental cars. Okay. So the answers to your questions are out here. You got to be willing to research and check out, see where things are at. But one of the things that you also have to do is you got to take time out and question people who want to pull money from you. I've always shared this with y'all. You got to ask some questions. They're telling you you should do something. Okay, is that nationwide that I do it? Where is the proof that everybody has to do it this way? Show me so that I will know. And just because it's quote unquote supposed to be good customer service is not good enough. It's not good enough. That'll be like you are, whether a man or a woman, at a waiter or waitress at a restaurant, and they tell you that you should not get upset when the customer makes certain suggestive comments to you. Well, you're just being a good hostess, but they're saying some derogatory things about my body or whatever, or asking me for my number when I'm not there for that. Well, it's just good customer service to be polite to them. No, wrong is wrong. You should that no, this ain't the time and place for that. You want to sit here and talk this kind of way to me? No, that's not good customer service. And the same thing is, well, I know your state law tells you you can't do this, but just do it anyway because it's good customer service. That's the part that I have the most heartburn about. And you'll hear me talk about this over and over in my videos. And I know people get tired of hearing me say this, but I'm telling you, it is very, very important for y'all to understand if we're supposed to be doing things in accordance with state law, nobody should be teaching us anything that violates that. And if they're going to teach us something that violates that, then they need to tell us, or you need to make sure you know your own state law so you don't implement something that causes you to violate state law. So if you have a doctor that you go to, dentist, chiropractor, whoever, car mechanic, and there's certain things that they're supposed to do in accordance with state law, you expect them to do that. You don't expect them to take training from somebody who will tell them how to circumvent state law and then get them in trouble. You want them to follow state law. So if you want them to follow state law and their guidelines and regulations, then why won't you as a business owner do the same? And you should hold the person's feet to the fire who claims that they have information that they can teach you that's going to help you in your business, but then the help that they're providing you in this information is supposed to help you is causing you again to violate state law. Who's going to be on the chopping block? Who's the one that's going to lose their commission? You are. You. And I don't know why y'all keep talking yourselves into believing that you're not going to get in trouble behind listening to somebody who's telling you to violate your state law, even though they're not directly saying that. Here's what I'm gonna tell you, and it violates state law. But if they're giving you information and the end result is that, then what else can it be? And I know this is hard for some people to hear, but this is where we're at, people. If you plan, you can make money in this business, and you can, whether full-time or part-time, but you got to protect yourself. This is your responsibility. There's nobody's responsibility out here to make sure you're successful with this business but you. So, how's everybody been going? Everybody been doing pretty good. Because I know most people probably came up in here to, well, what mistake did Griff make and what did he do wrong and all this, that, and the other. I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all. Got my donut. They didn't have fritters. By the time I got there, they was all out of fritters. I was upset. They had no fritters, so I got a Boston cream chocolate donut here. Mm-mm-mm. I've been a little slack on my Freedom Friday stuff. Donut crew. So how's everybody month been this so far, for as closings or general notary work or what have you? How's things been? I think I'm sitting at about 31 for the first 15 days of the month. I know, man. I know. Oh, let me ask y'all this. Now, y'all know I did a new segment. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Hold on. And y'all I do want to hear how y'all day has been, y'all. Um, I did a new segment. Uh, where the heck is that thing at? Where is where my stuff at? Oh, here it is. I had did a new segment called Common Sense Notary. And excuse me. Yeah, this video over here called I don't know if it's gonna hold on. Griffin Notary Common Sense. Yeah, there we go. So this video up here, let me zoom in a little bit. So this video here, I love the logo. Q did this, man. Q did this logo for me over a year ago, and I just been trying to find time to actually do it. But this here called the Common Sense Notary, and basically what I'm talking about here is just some common sense approaches to this notary business, things that should just make some sense to us. Um, if we think about things from a logical perspective. And I was talking about, the general notary versus loan closings. A lot of people. I know, man. He said finally. Me and him was talking about this a while ago. A while ago. I know, man. Get some, yes, in use. So the whole point of this was, a lot of people have been talking to me recently, and and some people think that there's a difference between the way you notarize for mortgages and non-mortgages. That the stuff is different, like the notarial certificate is different and all of that, and it's not. And that's what this video is about. This video shows you that it's not. Let me drop that in the chat for y'all real quick. Let me shorten the link real quick for y'all. Typing bad tonight. But yeah, y'all get a chance, check that video out. And it's basically just going over, that they're the same. What we do, our part is the same in it. And a lot of people they got this impression that it's two different things when it comes to the notarization, and it's not. It's the same. You see what I'm saying? It's the same. So yeah, so that I have that up there. So let's see here. Okay. And feel free to ask your questions too. Ask any questions you want. So after this question, I'm going to what I'm gonna do here. Oh, after this question, I'm going to tell y'all the mistake that I made. All right. It says, what is your outlook on the interest rates? Based off of the people who I listen to, and I shared that many times, Orlando Minor, to his channel, Orlando Minor, just like it sounds, Orlando Minor, Miner, Real Estate Mindset, Saks Realty, Reventure Consulting, Real Estate Ninja, and Economic Ninja. So the guy who owns it has Real Estate Ninja, also has one called Economic Ninja. And Minority Mindset. At the end, I'll put all of those, the links to all of those in the description for y'all. But I listen to them, and if you understand basic economics, understand what's if you understand the basic economics, then you can see that right now, if interest rates drop, what's going to happen is If the interest rates drop, people gonna be out here spending money like crazy. The house prices are going to go up because the thought is if you are paying, if the interest rates are small, then you can go ahead on and buy more house. So yeah, the house is worth 400,000, but with a 3% interest rate, we're going to sell it for 600,000. Well, the problem and the reason why they're doing that, the sellers want to do that. They want this $200,000 buffer so that they can have $200,000 to put on the next house. So they can get it, so they can have, so basically they want to take your 400,000 or your 200,000 that you overpaid and put it on another house that they're overpaying for. That's where the problem comes in at. The house prices need to come down. That's really what the issue is. And if you understand business and how things work, you want I'm checking something here because I think I did a video. Here again. I do this here. I don't know why I use that picture, but you can see right here. I just put in Griffin Notary interest rates. This video here I did a year ago. Only got 600 views in it, but it's showing you the historical precedence of interest rates. And this isn't really considered high interest rates, what we're dealing with right now. So, yeah, I've been talking about this here. That was 2 months ago. That was a year ago, 2 months ago, 2 weeks ago, all of that. So the information is out there. So basically, the way the interest rates are going to be right now, and I've said it the 2 weeks ago, they don't project them getting cut until about maybe May at the earliest, April, maybe March, maybe March, but it might be sort of in May, June. And I heard a long time ago, Richard, about 6 months ago, they're talking about June. That the first rate cuts will be in June, but they're not talking about significant ones where it's going to go like right now. It's like 5.25 that is going to drop down to 4 and all of that. It's not going to be 100 basis points or a whole percentage points drop. It's going to be incremental. It's going to be a little bit at a time because they cannot just drop the interest rates and then everybody, because even now the problem is that even if the interest rates did drop, there's still people who can't qualify. There are a lot of people who cannot qualify for mortgages. They just can't. Period. They cannot qualify for mortgages. So that's where we're at, right now. Now, and again, throw your questions in there. And they are stuck on that. They are stuck on that. They are stuck on that. I don't know why. I'm telling you, they're not gonna answer me. Y'all need to ask them why are they so stuck on that. So the reason the video that I'm doing tonight, here's what happened to me. This is the biggest mistake I've made. I've had one time where I didn't ship the documents out on time. That happened a couple of months ago. That tore me up. I had a couple of times where I did bad ink, the wrong ink color. Couple of times where I forgot to collect IDs, stuff like that. Missed some signatures, stamps, things of that nature. But this mistake, I'm still trying to figure out what happened. And I have a system in place to keep me from doing it, but I did it anyway. He said, you want one of them donuts? I tell you, it is good. This I love Boston cream and Bavarian cream. I'm saving the Bavarian one for tomorrow. And I got a cinnamon and apple and spice one. That's gonna be popping. And I bought me some cinnamon bread tonight too. So the mistake that I made was I shipped the documents to the wrong people. I had 2 sets of documents. Let's just say Jones and Williams. I sent Jones to the Williams people and Williams to the Jones people. Yeah. And I had no idea I had did that. Closing was on last Friday. Shipped the documents out on Saturday. I get a call Monday. You sent us the wrong documents. I'm like, no, not Griff. Oh, no, y'all on that stuff. Y'all been hanging at the vape shop too much or something. And I was like, I can't believe this. And sure enough, somewhere I did. They told me the name of the. I'm like, oh snap! I sent, and I'm looking it up. I'm like, oh my goodness, I sent it to the wrong. How did I do that? And I know I was tired. I was rushing, and somewhere along the line, the labels got swapped onto the wrong documents, or maybe, or really probably, I put the wrong folder into the thing. So in other words, I got the label here, and I just put it on. I put the documents in the wrong FedEx envelope and everything. And I'm sitting here like, oh man. And I'm stressed. And I mean, I spent like 2 days not even being able to sleep. So that happened on Monday. And fortunately, I have a FedEx account. So I hopped on FedEx real quick and I did the FedEx label up, send it to one company, did another FedEx label, send it to the other company. And then here's the stress part. The company that contacted me and said, hey, we got the wrong documents. They shipped out the documents that same day to get to where it needed to be on Tuesday. The other company, they was sort of went crickets on me. I'm like, hey, did you get the label? And they wouldn't say. They wouldn't say whether or not they got the label. And I'm asking. And they said, oh, yeah. Finally said, yeah, we got the label. And I'm like, okay, you got the label. So are you going to send it out? And they were like, well, yeah. We're going to send it out. And I'm looking for I'm tracking it. I'm not seeing any notification. I put notification note thing on there. Tell me when it's been picked up. Tell me when it's this. Tell me when it's that. Nothing. The other documents that's going to them is telling me, hey, here it is, here it is. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? So I'm thinking, I'm like, did y'all throw the documents out? Did y'all decide, well, we're going to wait till we get ours back before we send them theirs? I don't know. And then what was very frustrating was that every time that I would email and ask, it was like, what's the tracking number? And I'm like, it's in the email, in this email chain. Well, what's the shipping label? It's in this email chain. So here's the tracking number. Here's this shipping label. Where's our documents? Here's this tracking number for that. Okay, thank you. We'll get back with you. Nothing. 2-3 hours go by, nothing. I'm like, shh. So then I'm like, reach out to them again. What's them? So what's the tracking number? I'm like, here's the tracking number. Here's this. Here's that. Come to find out, they outsourced the shipping of their documents to some third party. That's how huge this company is. They outsource it to somebody else. They say, okay, here's everything. And for some reason, that company changed the shipping label. So they didn't use mine. And they put and I think maybe that might have had a small error on mine, which okay, fine. I made a mistake, or on the city or whatever the case may be. I didn't spell the city right or something like that. But the zip code was right. And in FedEx, it knew where it was supposed to be going. So I'm sitting here like, okay, where's the document? And they came back and said, oh yeah, they used this shipping. Here's the shipping label they used. And I'm like, nobody could have told me what the new shipping, tracking number was. Nobody thought that I should know that so I can tell them. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay. So then I look and I see, oh, it's been delivered. Then I contact the other company and I say, hey, I see that the document's been delivered to you with this shipping. And I said, did you get the documents? To this day, that was on Tuesday. Nothing. No one has confirmed they got the documents or anything. I'm assuming they did because I haven't heard anything else. I haven't heard anything else. And I'm like, I don't ever want to go through that again. I don't want y'all to go through that. Now, I could have kept this to myself and y'all would have never known. But I have to share this with you because I want you to know this is what and here's what you have to do. If this happens, you need to immediately hop on FedEx. Well, first you want to verify with both that they have the documents. Okay. So verify. Do y'all have this document? Yes. Do you have these documents? Yes. And then what you have to do is get on FedEx. Hopefully you have an account already. Use your this is why having a business work because FedEx cut it down cheap for me. The cost was supposed to be 98 bucks. That's how much for the shipping. 98 bucks. I get a FedEx discount, it was only $31. So it went from them to them for 31, and I still got to go in there and cancel the other one out that they didn't use. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, so you're gonna have to get your FedEx labels and then download them and send them to them, and then put a notification on there for it to text you or email to you as you know, as it gets picked up, delivered, delayed, all of that. And make sure, and then what you're going to have to do, which is what I was trying to do, is verify that they got the label, which they told me they did, both of them, and then verify that the documents will be going out that day, which both parties told me they were. But one decided to do something a little different, and that threw everything off for me. And I was sitting here like, man, I can't believe this. I can't believe where is the documents. And I mean, I couldn't even, I'm going to sleep and I'm literally dreaming about how I'm going to catch a plane or drive or something. I'm like, okay, is there somebody I know that can go over there and check? Then I got word, I'm starting to freak out. I'm like, okay, man. So the worst case scenario is they went and they took like I said before, they took the documents and like, oh, these aren't ours, and threw them out. I That's what I was thinking. That was the worst case scenario. And to me, what happened, that mistake that I just made, that would be the biggest mistake. That is next to the biggest mistake that I think you can make. The biggest mistake to make is just don't ship the documents at all. If you don't ship the documents all, that is the biggest mistake you can make. The next is that you got them crossed up, and I'm gonna tell you, the stress was unreal. It was completely, and I wasn't thinking about getting blacklisted or any of that. I was like, man, I gotta go back to these people and have and redo both of these signs. Oh man, it was just the fact of having to go back and fix them. But I will say this: you say, well, maybe they blacklisted you. Nope, they didn't, because I have gotten work from both of those companies this week. I still got work from both of those companies this week. Both of those companies gave me, assigned me additional work when it came out. This week, one of them got canceled and then they just rescheduled it for next week. So I'll be doing it with them. And then today and yesterday, I did two closings for the other company. And I'm like, all right, bet. I'm like, bet. This is, I said, so I'm good. This is my main printer said I had a situation like that too, girl. The only thing is the documents went to the lender first as opposed to escrow. The signing service owner sent me 15 different files and I got the label switched. Yep, that can help. Yeah, that can happen. And what I believe, all I believe can think of, because like what I do is, like I said, when I get the folders, the shipping label, I fold it in half, and then I write the name of the person at the bottom of it. So I write their name. And the only thing that I can think of, I almost want to say I know what happened. I just was tired. I was tired. My process and everything was the same. I just was tired and I just wasn't paying attention. You know, that's really it. I was tired and I wasn't paying attention, and something slipped past me, you know. So I hopped out and I got on it as quickly as possible. And the people I who changed the shipping label, I contacted them and said, once they told me, I said, well, let me know how much the shipping was so I can reimburse y'all. And they came back and said, don't worry about it. I was like, okay, I ain't worried about it. But I really, really, really felt bad that happened. And I was like, and I'll be honest, I was ready to do a video about this the beginning of the week, but I said, no, let me just digest this for a couple of days and let it marinate in my head and all of that and stuff. And I said, I'll just talk about it on Friday. But I'm not afraid to let you know when I made mistakes because mistakes happen. And there's no amount of training that can get you to the point to where you will never make a mistake. The reason why is because you have a thing called tiredness, distractions, stress, frustration, and it might not even, and it's not even that it will be with this business. You can be tired from dealing with other stuff and it leaks over into your business. You can be frustrated with something else and it leaks over. You can be distracted by something else and it leaks over. And you have to find a way to balance that out and make sure that it doesn't happen or have a plan in place. And this is why it's so hard for many of you to do this business because you might make mistakes, but you haven't put together a plan of mitigation. This is part of the reason why I went and established me a business so that I can get business benefits from different vendors, i.e., FedEx, so that FedEx could give me I can have the benefit of discounts. You see, and then when you're shipping to a business address, your cost is less. Now, if I was shipping to a residential, they don't give you those kind of discounts, but I'm shipping to a business. So instead of me paying $98 for the shipping, it showed me, they said your discount rate would be $31. I was like, whoo, yeah. So that's 30 some bucks out of my profit, but out of what I made. But you know what? I got the thing fixed. And that's what's important. And that's why I wanted to share this with you because you got to be that kind of business owner that is willing to step up, take responsibility for the mistakes that you made, and then go out there and correct it. But you got to have a plan in place to correct it. See, while everybody's worrying about TikToking and playing, doing all of this here stuff. Hey, what's going on there, JT? You know, and making all this little funny stuff. There's a real business that we have to do. And the real thing in the what we're faced with is that we might make a mistake. So I know some title companies see this and they be like, man, why are you saying that, Griff? Because they might turn around and black. Would you rather have me who got a plan in place that can get things fixed? And let's just say that like we only accept UPS. I got a UPS account. So I got a FedEx and a UPS account. I'm good on either end. Would you rather have somebody who might make a mistake and then got a plan in place to fix it? Or would you rather have somebody who pretends like they never gonna make a mistake, but when they do, they got attitude and they have no plan and they just sit there and ghost you and be like, hey, I shipped them. That ain't my problem. You need to call them and they need to call you and y'all work it out amongst yourselves. That's not a true business owner. That's not how we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be the kind of business owners that if I made a mistake, I'm gonna fix it. I'm not worrying about the cost. And if I had to pay $98 for the shipping, for two shippings each, you talking about almost $200, I just would have had to pay it. It is what it is. And I understood that coming into this business. But many of you have that concern and you're like, I don't want to, I'm afraid. I'd rather make that mistake than the mistake on, stamping the documents and stuff like that. Because, and this is another reason why I say scan stuff. You scan everything. Woohoo! And if they needed a scan, no problem. No problem whatsoever. None whatsoever. Matter of fact, Even the one that I told you I messed around and I for some I didn't ship it out on time. I didn't ship it out. I did it over the weekend and I forgot to drop it off on Monday. I had scanned it and uploaded the scan. Boom, here you go. They was like, okay, thank you. They were so matter of fact, they moved so slow. By the time they had finally got the word to the title, got the word back that yeah, upload the scan, I had already done it. I didn't even wait for them to tell me. I just went ahead on and uploaded the scans. Here you go. Boom. We good. They're like, yeah, we good. No problem. I mean, things happen. It's how well you handle it and how fast you can get in there to mitigate it. But you got to be thinking in that direction. When we think nothing but about how I'm going to make money, you don't ever think about what do I do to fix a problem that I may have. And to me, sometimes with trainers, when trainers all they thinking about and they see is how much money they can make from the training they're offering, they never think about how do I really help this person who has a concern or some stumbling blocks in areas that I'm not teaching. How? How do I help them? What is now sometimes you just can't help them. Like with the marketing, that's not me. I'm not the marketing guy. And I tell people all the time, like a cool gentleman asked me today about Google business page and which one do I don't even get. I'm out there, but that's not my thing. There's plenty of information out there that y'all can learn from. And feel free to ask your questions. Any questions, any comments, any observations, things of that nature. We're all human going to make some mistakes. Yeah. That's once I figured that out for myself and I started putting a plan in place, I was good. I was good. I was like, you know what? I'm going to be all right. I'm going to be all right in this business. All I have to do is make sure that I'm trying to pull something up for y'all real quick that I want to show y'all. Um, all right. So let me see here. Oh man, what happened here? What happened to this file? Okay. All right, that file got messed up. Okay. I want to show y'all some stuff real quick. I gotta just change one thing and feel free to drop your questions in there. What I'm gonna do, just delete that whole thing out and delete this. Delete this. Delete that. Delete that. Just to give y'all an idea of stuff out here. All right, I need to delete this. Hold on one second. Because one of the big issues out here is notaries not following instructions. That is a huge issue right now. Um a huge issue. I mean, and notaries are thinking that, oh, I can just do whatever, say whatever, act in your kind of way, and that's not the case. Okay. And I'm just going through here taking up people's personal information. I think I got everything. Um Hold on one second. All right. Yeah, I think I got everything out. Okay. So, and thanks for subscribing, Rose. Greatly appreciate it. All right. So, here's one of the things I also wanted to cover tonight. So, y'all heard the biggest mistake that I made, which was I shipped the documents to the wrong companies, 2 sets of documents, and I sent one company, I sent Jones to Williams and Williams to Jones, hopped in there, got it all straight. I was very stressed out, but I'm very happy that I got it fixed. So, just making sure. So one of the things here that we have to make sure that we do as notaries is follow follow instructions. All right. So here's some instructions that you will see. Close that. So these are from different closings that I've done over the years. So this is notary checklist. Please sign an initial. So it's telling you documents are legible and not cut off. Documents are signed and dated correctly. What to do if there's any mortgage writers. Note all pages initial and sign. Only the borrowers are to initial. There may be only one borrower, but multiple signers. Check the signature lines to see who will need to initial. So if the person is on if there's a person name on the signature for the signature of the note, then they also need to initial. Now, again, this is for this company. So what that means is at the bottom of the page, let me come back to y'all real quick for a second. At the bottom of the page, there will be a spot for them to initial. Okay. Now, if you don't see a spot for them to initial, you need to contact the signing company or the title company and say, hey, you saved for them to initial, but I don't see a initial area for them. Do you want them to initial anyway? You check that with them. Okay. Now, when you get your next closing, you may not see these types of instructions. Might be with a different company. Don't go having them initial stuff, and that's not what they told them to. And they didn't tell you to do. You're like, well, I'm just initial because my last one. Each signing is different. Okay, each signing is different. And again, ask your questions, people. Look, you ain't got to pay to get questions answered here. Okay, you can ask questions. All right, because many of you got questions and y'all and you're not getting them answered in those $80 a month Facebook groups. Okay. So the right to cancel, there are to be no marking crossouts in the I wish to cancel box. Now that's new. This is new to me. Honestly, this is new. So apparently people are crossing out the area where it says I wish to cancel. I don't know if it's the notaries doing it or the signers, but somebody is crossing out the area that says I wish to cancel, and you don't do that. Okay. Um, Now this is the most important thing, and this is a point of contention for a lot of people. Copy a photo ID or verification form. They want a copy of the ID, but there are notaries out there that says do not, and thank y'all for hitting the like button, do not make copies of that ID. Don't put any people's ID on your phone because somebody might hack into your phone and steal their ID. What I'm trying to figure out is that people are saying that, but then I hear people always trying to talk about I'm gonna print from my phone. Well, you just downloaded their whole loan packet with all of their information on it, loan, especially the loan application, and you're trying to print from their phone, but you won't take a picture of their ID with your phone. You can take a picture, upload it, and then delete it right off. Okay. So if they're asking you to do that, you do that. But most people won't because they say, well, my notary trainer told me don't do it. Is your notary trainer paying you to do this? Well, no, they're not paying me to do that signing. What was the agreement? Which means if you're not going to do it, you need to tell them, hey, I see y'all want me to do a copy of the photo ID. I'm not doing it. But what some notaries are doing is today, well, I'm gonna have the customer do it. Okay, you should just let them know. But the question is, how does the customer upload it to the portal? Which means you're allowing the customer to have access to your notary portal, which they should not be having. And if they say we don't want the IDs emailed, how else are the notaries, how else is the customer going to get the IDs to them? You see what I'm saying? So you got to keep that in mind. The Patriot Act, we have to fill this out. It says on the Patriot Act with Notary Public and the printed name and title. So they want Notary Public, not a problem. Some companies just fine with Notary. They want Notary Public. If they want Notary Public, okay, cool. I can do that. I think it's to me it's the same, but it's neither here or there. Appraisal acknowledgement. They need to make a choice as to whether they want a copy of the appraisal or they don't. And then you sign and date. That I don't know why that got messed up. And then these notary instructions here is just telling you, close that, okay, about what they want. And then right here, and for this company, they're telling you the buyer's signature must match their names exactly as on the document. Let me zoom in a little bit more. And then it says the borrower's signature initials must match the document. So if their name is John B. Smith, their initials should be JBS. These are small, simple things that we need to do. And if you take the time out and do it, this is the core of it. See, these are the instructions that we need to be following. Some of those instructions that's coming from these other folk conflict with this. And if it's going to conflict with this, then guess what? You're going to be the one that's in trouble because you're sitting here doing something that you shouldn't be doing. You see what I'm saying? You shouldn't be doing this other stuff. You need to be doing what they're asking you. It says don't make any changes on the documents without their approval. So I know some people will get in there and edit the document so they like in this one, like you can edit this one so they can go in there like what you're getting ready to see me do and put in the date. I'm just making, you want to you put the date in there. Some companies don't want you doing that, and you need to ask permission. And I know there's people out there who have writing issues. People take medicine, just like we have signers who take medicine and they have a hard time signing their name or whatever. I get that. But if you see instructions in here that's telling you don't make changes without approval, you do need to reach out to them. Okay, you do need to reach out to them. It says if borrower makes a mistake or signs on the wrong line, please ask the office manager to reprint. I guess this is if you're inside the title company. And then down here, now here's the quirky part. On this notary information thing, they're asking us to put our stamp here. We can't do that because that's like notarizing our own signature because we only do this if we're notarizing the signature. So I don't do that. And the NNA Code of Standard of Conduct, I think 2.70 to 4.7 talks about, improper notarization. Okay. But all this is saying is that you as a notary have verified that their information is correct off of their IDs, this, that, and the other. Here's your information, ... But I do not put my stamp on here. Okay. Yeah, they should lock the documents. They should lock the documents. They should lock the documents because of that. Yeah, they should lock the documents. In my opinion, they should. It says, "Good evening, party people. This is the render. Thanks for your transparency. We all make mistakes. Hopefully, learn from them. True. I remember Grip got on me for an edit I made, but I ain't get on you, but I know people do it. And see, here's the thing: there are people who make edits, they do it, and some companies in some areas of the country don't care because they consider that minor. Starting off as a brand new notary, I think it would be ideal if you asked just to be on the safe side. Again, because if you're doing it because somebody who you paid money to or you feel you trusted said that it's okay to do or that's what they do, and you didn't ask them, why are you doing it? Did you get permission to do it? And you said, well, I'm just going to do it. To me, you should ask questions. You would tell your son or daughter that. I know it was out of love. You would tell your son or daughter that, hey, don't just ho. No, 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 no. You need to go ask and find out whether that's what y'all supposed to be doing. All right. Now, this one here says you must have the signers complete all of the tax forms, not just sign them. So whatever their tax forms is, and you say, "Well, I don't know nothing about tax forms." Me either. So you know what you do? Oh, okay. Okay. You know what you do? You have them contact the title company for help and guidance because you don't know nothing about tax form. It says if the signers is having any issues completing the questions on those documents, you must call the office immediately and make a note on the dashboard also. So they're telling you this. See, let me come back to y'all for a second. Let me come back to y'all for a second. Y'all gonna see tonight. You got to be careful about running your mouth as a notary, calling yourself doing good customer service. There's so much out here that talks about contact us, contact the title company, contact this person, contact that person. They're, the vast majority of the title companies, and especially the lenders, they're not looking for the notary to be the savior of this closing because that's their job. They should save the closing. What is there for me to save? It's they the ones that stand to make the most money. So you think about it. The person who's making the least amount of money is tasked with the responsibility for making sure this closing goes down. Talking about not talking about doing our job, for is making sure that the customer is confident and sure and feels good about signing this so that everybody else can make their money. Then you need to pay me more. This would probably be one of the few times you hear me say that. I'm cool with doing my job for the fee that you're offering, but now you're asking me to take on a responsibility to make sure you get paid when you the one that cut this deal, you the one that called them initially, you the one that responded to their inquiry about getting a loan, and now you're saying it's on me, it's my job, and I never been taught how to do this before. I don't know any of this. Why is it my job? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm a notary, notary public, loan signing agent. This when did that become my responsibility to make sure that you get paid and I'm getting paid the least? That doesn't make sense to me. Y'all tell me y'all thoughts in the comments on that. But it goes on to says here, not doing both and returning the form and returning non-completed forms will result in you not being paid. It's telling you you ain't gonna get paid. And that's from that company. They good company. Now, this here is a form that they send out. I think this is from Signature Closers. And I deleted down here, had the people, but basically the contact, their information. This is what they sent to them. They sent them a picture so they'll know who's coming. Then my name, phone number, email, the vehicle type, all of that. So this is why I talk about, let me come back to y'all for a second. This is why I talk about you dressing professional in your pictures and not sitting up here doing all of this, you know, and having pictures of you at the club and sitting in your little Al Green, bamboo chair and all that kind of stuff. You ladies up here got your shoulders all showing and all that, halter tops and all this all cut down low. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, you got families out here. They got things going on, and then here you are as a man with your Miami Vice shirt on and your chest hair floating in the wind. And this guy had some concerns or some issues with his spouse cheating on him, or vice versa for a woman who had her husband. And then here you are, you up here, hey, looking all like, okay, dude, that's kind of what he was messing. You you want to come across professional in your look, okay? I'm just being real with you, and y'all know I'm telling the truth, okay? Enough said. Now this one, Transtar National Title Group, it says clearly right here, it says, attention notaries. You are not authorized, and I've read this before to y'all, but I'm gonna read it again for new people because I know y'all not going back and looking at my videos. You are not authorized to discuss the terms of the loan or any calculations appearing on the settlement statement Please have the borrower contact their loan officer to answer any questions or address any concerns. These are the people that's paying you. Your notary trainer is not paying you, but your notary trainer is telling you to sit here and go through the daggone closing disclosure. So my question would be simply this: Transstar National, do you know this notary trainer is now? This notary trainer told me to do what you're telling me not to do. Are y'all? Which way do I need to go? First, they're gonna tell you we're gonna blacklist you, and secondly, you do what we say since we're paying you, and what we're asking you to do doesn't violate your state law. So that's what you need to do what you need to do. But you won't have a chance to do it because since you even dared thought to ask us this question, you out of here. You and your notary trainer, y'all go figure out how you gonna make money. I mean, how much clearer is this? How do you struggle? My question is this: how do you struggle when you have clear instructions telling you don't do dot dot dot, but you paid for training that told you to do this? And y'all, and I don't need to know who the trainers are. It doesn't matter who. It really doesn't matter. What matters is that you need to learn and understand and do what you've been asked to do. And this again, they're telling you basically don't violate state law because more likely your state law says you're not allowed to discuss the terms. And it's specific of this loan or any calculations appearing on the settlement statement. They probably know the trainers who are telling people this, teaching people to go over the calculations on the settlement statement, and you are not supposed to. Give me y'all thoughts on that. Y'all ain't got to tell me no names of any trainers, but what are y'all thoughts? I mean, have y'all heard that been or told to do that? Make sure you go over and point out stuff on the second on the third page of the settlement statement. I know I've heard, I didn't hear that from Bill, but I've heard that from other people, and I'm like, we ain't supposed to do that. We are not supposed to do that. But people are being told to do that. Then it talks about money, this, that, and the other. Right here it's talking about it needs to be in black or blue ink. Make sure your notary seal is clear. Copy of a valid driver's license, copy of the second form of ID, all of that. And I think, oh, and then this one here, one of my favorites, Old Republic, telling me where I need to send the documents to. If the borrower is short on cash, it tells you what to do there. If you're unable to accommodate this request or cannot meet the current times, let them know. This one here is talking about signing details, all of that. You know, the package. This one comes with a loan application and the final closing documents, telling you how to print, telling you where it needs to be sent to. The Patriot Act must be completed by the notary for the closing to be considered complete. Notary acknowledgments, along with the stamps, must stamp are very important to complete. Loans are not able to fund with incomplete acknowledgments. So there are people out there who are actually not properly filling out their notarial acknowledgments. That's a problem. Oh, and here's another one, y'all. This one here is telling you, please have the documents initial signed, notarized properly. Make sure the customer signed their name exactly how they are typed. Do not alter any documents in any way. All of this, oh, let me zoom that in. I'm sorry. It's telling you what to do. Copies of the consumer's photo ID, borrower's employment and debt certification must be filled out, initial and completed. It's telling you everything you need to know, and then you sign saying that you're going to do that. Now, this here is the one I mentioned to y'all earlier about. Let me make sure this document is straight. Make sure this is straight. About signing in black. Okay. about signing in black. Hold on one second. Oh yeah, and I got a real good one for y'all next. All right, so this here is about um this company here, WFG. Never had any problems with them. Wilson's Williston Financial Group. Um, haven't had a problem with them. Honestly, I really haven't. They changed some stuff, and what they changed in this here document, if you're in any of these states, this is where you this is where you have to find out what state you're in. You know, based off of what state you're in, whether you sign it in black ink or whatever. The problem is that this document used to be at the front of the loan packet, and now it's primarily at the back. If you're rushing and you don't realize that this is a WFG closing, you could get there and you haven't had a chance to prep it or anything and be going through having them sign in blue, and then you get to this page all the way in the back. And that happened to me one time. No, twice. I'm sorry, twice. That happened to me twice. And I was like, I just got to go with it. I was like, it is what it is. But if you see this logo on your altar, because that's where you'll see it. If you see this logo on your altar statement, you best be looking for this here. Look to the back or whatever, but look for this page. If you're in any one of these states, just what you're doing is looking to see if that page is there. If it's there, you already know that, okay, I got to sign in black. And every time I see this page, it's always black. So this is one of the few times that I'm having them sign documents in black and stuff. Any questions or concerns about what we're talking about here for as these instructions? Let's see here. Let me delete that. Um, that was really it. That was the only thing I had to delete. So one of the things I talk to y'all about is, as notaries, the biggest thing that we have to know how to do is properly notarize documents. Okay. If you don't know how to properly notarize documents, game over. Okay. It's just that simple. Game over. So this last document I'm going to show y'all is a Delaware tax form. Okay. And down here at the bottom, it wants us to notarize the signature. Okay. Here's the problem. It doesn't have a venue. Okay. It just says subscribe to and sworn before me on this date, your signature. But there's no venue. Now, this is page 2, but even on page 1, there's nothing. There's no venue, state of, county of, whatsoever on this document. You have to handwrite it in. And that's all I do. Whenever I get this document, I see this, I just, up here, I just handwrite all that stuff in. If you don't feel you got enough space there, then you can handwrite it in down here, state of, county of, and then do your stamp, you sign, you do the date, and you're good. Now, if you still are a little iffy, then you just add an all-purpose jurat. In this case, it will be a jurat. You would just add an all-purpose jurat to it. That's all you need to do. And you're good to go for your state. All-purpose jurat that match, for your state, and you're good to go. That's what you can do in that situation there. But this is something that you will come across, is that they don't have the venue. What do I do? Well, you either add it or you use your state's jurat or acknowledgement in place. Are there any questions, any concerns, anything whatsoever? Okay. And like I said, I shared with y'all earlier, yeah, I made a mistake. I'm glad that I was able to get it fixed. And I had contingencies already in place. in case that happened. And it did. And the only thing I know I can do is just make sure I'm paying better attention when I'm doing my documents. So that won't happen again. So anytime I make a mistake, I think I pretty much have only made these mistakes one or two times. It hasn't been something consistent. It hasn't been habitual. And that's really where you get blacklisted, when you have habitual mistakes. You're constantly missing stamps, constantly missing date signatures. You're constantly giving them a bunch of lip about going back and fixing stuff. Because sometimes they'll use you because they have no one else and they're just hoping and praying that you'll get it right the next time. They'll use you and hoping you get it right the next time after the next time. But as soon as they get a new notary in the area, they're going to grab them up and they're going to be like, okay, we're going to use you and everything. And that's where I'm at right now. I mean, there's a lot of people making mistakes out here, and I'm able to just slide in, get the job done, and make it happen. And people are pleased with me, and they're sending business my way. I mean, I got on my when I was out at the grocery store, I picked up an order for tonight. And that's why I keep sharing with y'all. It's If you're not ready to do last minute signings, if everything got to be 2 days ahead of time, 5 weeks ahead of time for you, then you're going to have to leave this business, because I'm thinking probably over about 60% or more of my orders that I get, and I'm not even going to try to officially track it, but a good portion of my work is last minute. And when I say last, I'm talking about less than like 24 hours or less. The one I got tomorrow is 11 a.m. Things pop up. That's why I had to change the time for my membership meeting that I'm doing. Instead of doing it at 6, it's going to be at 4:30 because I got a 7 p.m. closing. I got one at 9 at 10, then I got one at 11. I already told them that I got a 10 o'clock, and they said it's no problem. We here all day. So they said if you get here a little bit late, that's not a problem. So I got a 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 7 o'clock. I'm rocking and rolling, doing what I got to do. The question is, when the opportunity comes, are you? And sometimes we speak away opportunities. We confess that we can't do it. I'm not ready for this. I'll never be able to handle that. I can't do this. I can't do that. All you got to do is click the join button at the bottom of the video. You'll see a little join button, and oops, I gotta fix that. 200%. It's right there, that join button. So on the video, it has a little join button at the bottom of it. You just click that, and you can be a member, whatever membership level you want. You're gonna get help no matter what. But and then tomorrow at 4:30, we're gonna have membership meeting. Look on the community tab, and you'll see the link to the Zoom meeting. Please don't give that out to non-members. Okay, y'all paid to be a part of this, so don't do that. Okay. Um, but that's what this is about. And I'll be honest, when I got into this business, I didn't know anything about last minute signings. Nobody talked about them. And even now, people really don't talk about last minute signings. I'm talking about 24 hours or less notice. Nobody really talks about them, but they are there left and right. I'm talking about even today. I mean, I could have did maybe 4 or 5 today. More. I did two. I had four, but I only ended up doing two because they got rescheduled. And I could have did another four because orders were just coming in. But I was like, there's no way, because I don't have time. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to go to the store, make some groceries, all of that stuff. So there was no way that I could do it. Um, but the stuff that came up yes for tomorrow, I was like, okay. I'm like, hit the button, got to sign. Hit the button, got to sign. I'm like, bet. Then I get a phone call from one of my clients. They like, hey, can you do this for us tomorrow? 21 pages. We'll pay you and give you money to pay for the witness. I said, I got you. Not like that. I meant that. Yeah, I got you. No problem. Get them taken care of. So there's companies out there that I know that don't care for me that much. And there are companies out there that really appreciate what I do, and they know that I'm solid. Even today, I was doing a closing and they was asking me, "Hey, we need the money for you to. We need you to collect the closing funds." And I had to tell them. I said, "Well, first, the gentleman doesn't have a cashier's check, and second, in Virginia, I'm not allowed to collect closing funds." And they replied back, and this is the first time somebody replied back saying, "Oh, you know what? You're right. That's right. I forgot about that. That Virginia notaries can't unless they have a settlement license." So this is what I'm saying. Follow the rules, and people will respect what you do. They will respect you for doing what is right. And yes, you can still get blacklisted. There are companies who do not use me because I won't collect closing funds and I won't notarize signatures of names that I don't have proper ID for, meaning a lady who may be Jane Smith, aka Jane Williams. If you don't provide me ID in both of those names or credible witness that can attest for you in the name that you don't have ID in, which is what my state law says I'm supposed to do, I'm not notarizing the signature. And there are companies who do not use me. They will not use me. There's been a couple of times where I would get the order, I would hit yes, I'm available, I get assigned, and all of a sudden, oh, it's canceled. And when I think, I'm like, why did, and then I think, oh, okay, yeah, this happened, yeah, because I didn't collect closing funds and they don't want to mess with me no more. It, but there's so much business out here. There's other companies. I'm like, okay, you don't want to use me, fine. But guess what? A lot of those companies end up coming back to me because they wind up messing with these little jackleg notaries out here who are doing all kind of crazy stuff, and it's costing them money. So you mean to tell me you rather not use me because you don't want to spend $30 on a FedEx slip for them to ship it to you or pay $20 for a wire fee? You rather not use me, but then get some notary who don't care about what they're doing and mess things up and cause you to lose even more money. That's where we're at sometimes with this. So, are there any other questions, concerns? If not, I'm gonna bounce out of here, finish up my donut. I already printed. I can see I already printed one set of documents, and I got two more to print out, and then I'll be good to go. Get ready for tomorrow. Got to pick up my witness at 9:30. Do the 10 o'clock. Drop them off. Go hit the 11 o'clock. Then the 7 o'clock. Do the members meeting, and and like I said earlier this week, I love this business, and I'm okay with the ripping and running that I have to do for it. And I did that video because I realized it sort of clicked in that not everybody has the same passion for this business or just for business. It's not even so much oh just for this business. I have this kind of passion for business where I'm willing to do what I'm supposed to do legally to make it work. And I would stay up all night and stay up for 5 days in a row to figure it out to make it work. There are some of you who don't want to make that type of commitment. That is not what you want to do. You just want to do something that you can just put your hand on and make money. I'm willing to do the hard work. Okay. And if you feel like, well, man, you trying to say I'm not doing the hard work? Yeah. Yeah, I am. Because you know some of you are not. You're not doing hard. You're trying to find ways to circumvent to do the hard work. Well, can't okay, can't so are there orders at night? Maybe, maybe not. Are there orders on the weekend? Maybe, maybe not. Because I keep seeing the orders during the day when I'm at work. Okay. Can you take off, dude? No, I can't take off. So how I'm gonna do this business? You can't. Because if in your area all the orders are coming between 9 and 5 and you work 10 to 6, it ain't happening for you. There's no way it can happen. So that means you got to find something else to do. But man, I done spent all this money. I done bought a printer. I done did this. I done did that. You didn't do your due diligence. You didn't ask the right questions. And now you're scrambling trying to make this thing work when it ain't going to work for you. It's not that the notary business doesn't work. Then you say, I know, I'll be a trainer. That's the ticket. I'll be a trainer and I'll train notary. Okay, well, You haven't done anything. I know, but I can make money training people and showing them how to get themselves together. And this is why you got so many trainers out there, because a lot of them can't make money doing the notary part. A lot of them don't want to do the notary part. So they say, I'll be a trainer. I'll be some kind of influencer. I'll play the fool on TikTok, all of this kind of stuff. I'll put together some kind of book pamphlet or CD on notary stuff and you'll buy it. And I can just sit back and make money that way. Not mad at you. Don't respect some of that stuff you do, but you got to be smart and say, how many closings have you done? Can you show me proof? Oh, you can't? I'm not going to spend no time with you. I'm not going to invest in you. And I've told y'all this. I'm telling y'all. You just ask them. Ask the trainers. Why don't you do closings no more? Because they're training you in something that they don't see as profitable. Hmm? I personally don't want to depend on training a bunch of people that I don't know to make my money. If you think about it, here's you. You got all these people you train. At some point in time, they're going to be tapped out. You're going to train people and they're going to be like, okay, I got it. There's nothing else I need to learn from you. Now you got to get more people and then more people and more people. And that's why I did that video called Notary Pyramid Scheme, because after a while, it gets oversaturated. Oversaturated with trainers, oversaturated with people trying to do the business. And then a purging comes. Then somebody purges and be like, you know what, we gotta get rid of some folk. We gotta do some changes. We gotta make things harder for people because we just got too many. And the reason why is because you have people who say, I don't like doing the notary stuff anymore. I don't like doing this anymore. So guess what? I'm gonna train people, but they're training you in something that they're not cool with. They're training you in something that they may not like, or it's no longer good for them long term. And I get that. I get that. But after a while, it's gonna be too many because you train 50 this month, and those 50 like, okay, I'm good. Out of those 50, maybe 25 will stay in the business. The other 25 will be like, I'm sort of in it, sort of out of it. Now you got to get another 50 and another and another. And now you're competing with all of these other. And see where I'm making my money right now is because so many people have left the business. It leaves a wide open door for me. So I'm like, I'm walking in that door. While everybody's spending their time sitting here trying to get trained, I'm out here doing the work. And there's others, Jessica and many, many others who are out here doing the work while y'all sitting there trying to get trained and trying to get yourself all worked up and talked up to go do the business. There's a ton of people out here who are doing it. So when this next real estate boom comes, guess what? They're going to be ready and got systems in place to handle this influx. And you're going to be scrambling. You're going to be like, wait a minute. Maybe I need to go get some more training. How much more training do you need to go out here and stamp a piece of paper? Thank you very much for being a new member. Wendy. I'm not even gonna try to do the last name. Y'all know I mess up them names. And my stream element bot is working. Cool. Y'all might have seen some little things being popped up there. So I've been testing that out and everything. So that seems to be, last week it wasn't working, but I didn't even do anything. And this week it seemed to be working and putting out some good little messages and stuff. So I like that. So again, I 100% appreciate each and every one of you. Y'all are some super cool people. I know you want to do this business. I know you believe in it, and I'm here to help you to the best of my ability at whatever level you want to do this business. I will say this, depending on your area, there may be nighttime closings, there may be weekend closings. The closings are set by the title company and the lender. They work together to say, okay, we can close on this date at such and such time. The signers are told what time. They either accept the time or they say no. If you see an order that comes in that says TBD for the time, you know what you do. You accept that order. Hey, what's going on, Jeff? You accept that order because that means you can coordinate the time with the signers. That's what that means. The order comes in TBD, you can accept the time, set the time with the signers. Don't worry about it because it says EDOC or REO and all of that. EDOC just means electronic documents. They're just going to send it to you via the portal electronically. They're not physically sending you the documents. Accept the order, then figure it out. And you're smart enough to figure out what you need to do with this here. A lot of people want to call me and call others and say, okay, well, tell me about this order. Tell me about this company. Are they? I ain't got time to do it. No, I'm not telling you so. And I tell people, do not call me if you haven't already accepted, said yes to the order and been it. Once if they're gonna pick you, they'll tell you you've been selected. Don't call me saying, "Hey, Griff, can you tell me about this company? I saw this order and I'm thinking about, saying that I'm available. Are you available? Well, yeah, I can do it. So did you respond? Well, no, no, no. I want to hear from you first. I'm gonna hang up on you. I'm going forward. I'm just hanging up because I keep telling people, click the button and say that you're available. Well, I mean, I'm just concerned. What are you concerned about? What are you afraid about? All this training, all of this you done did, and you still scared? What do you need in your life as regards to this notary business so you're no longer afraid? That's the question. And whatever that is, tell me so I can help you to get there. That's what I want to know because it is beyond ridiculous. And I'm not trying to be fun. I'm not trying to put anybody down, but I'm just being honest with you. It is beyond ridiculous how much money people are spending to be in this business and you won't even try. You want to sit here and get a dissertation about what this company is and who do they pay, will they pay, how long they've been in business, what's going on with them, all of that. And I'm sitting here like, click on the order. Oh, it's gone. Yeah, it's gone. Okay, bye. Click. There's nothing to talk about. And I can't tell you anything about these companies except my experience, but my experience may not be yours. And there are people who have had major problems with companies, and I haven't had any. I've had major problems with companies, and they don't have any with that same company. It depends. It all depends. So all you got to do is just go for it. You're taking jobs for a company that probably fired 5 people last week, but you don't let that worry you. You don't let that bother you. You married somebody that your family didn't care for, and y'all found a way to make it work. You had kids when they told you shouldn't have kids because you're too daggone broke at the time to afford kids, but you did it and you made it work. But then you're going to get in here, you're going to get into this business, and you're like, well, I ain't going to do nothing until I know everything there is. You're making daggone excuses to not do it because you already realize this business isn't what you thought it would be. You realize that what they told you and what it is not what you want it to be. And the level of commitment and the level of effort that you need to really do in this business, you don't want to do. And you won't be real with yourself and say, you know what? I'm out. You won't do that because you're concerned that, man, if I get out, then it starts popping, man, I might miss out on money. You're staying in a business that you missing out on because you won't do it. So you won't leave it because you're afraid that you might not be ready to do it. You're losing either way. You're in it and you won't do it, so you're not making money. You leave it, but you don't want to leave it because you're afraid that an opportunity might come so you can make money. So if I leave it, I won't make money. If I stay in, I ain't making money. You're wasting your time. And I'm not trying to kick people out. I'm just saying, what else are you going to do? That these are the questions that I had to ask myself. What are you gonna do, Griff? Are you gonna do the business or you not? And I was like, I'm gonna do the business. I gotta do it. I'm gonna give it a shot. I have no reason not to do it. And I didn't have anybody. I just figured it out on my own. I just was brave enough to try to figure it out on my own. And the few times that I asked people questions, they were like, they just gave me a general. They didn't give me these details like I'm trying to share with y'all. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make this thing work. And I have for what over 5.5 years. And I'm very happy. I'm very pleased. My wife is happy. My kids are happy. And it's hard work, but guess what? I'm okay with doing that. So I'm not trying to tell you to get out the business, but what I'm gonna tell you is the same thing I told my son. If you don't do what you need to do in college, they're gonna kick you out. The college with themselves will put you out because you know what they'll do? If you don't have the money to pay, they will just stop you from being able to apply for more financial aid. They will stop you from getting financial aid, which means it stops you from being able to go to school. So you ain't got to worry. And I told my son, you ain't got to worry about me telling you don't go to college or kick you out of college or tell stop you from going to college. I said, you got to worry about me doing that because if you don't do what you need to do, they'll put you out. Whatever organization you're a part of, it will put you out. And the same thing for this notary business. You don't do what you need to do in order to move forward in it, it is going to kick you out in on its own. It's going to do it because you're going to realize you don't have what it's you're not willing to do what it takes to be successful in it. So you're gonna be like, you know what? I'm out. I'm out. Okay, cool. Deuces. So this is where we're at, people. This is where we're at. You make mistakes, you grow from it. It's not about being perfect. It's not about the $400 in 30 minutes and all of that kind of stuff. It's not about any of that. It's not about any of that. What it's about is you moving forward in this business, learning it and growing it and applying it in your life the way you're supposed to. Questioning and checking with people who want your money for knowledge. Give me some money and I give you my knowledge. What knowledge are you giving me? Well, once you sign up, you'll see. No, 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 no. I need to know something ahead of time. And here's my thing. They're like, well, I can't tell you because if I tell you, I might take it and all of a sudden be a millionaire off of you just giving me a glimpse of what you're going to teach me. Is that powerful? But you only selling it for $49? That right there makes me question it. So you can't give me a brief overview because you're afraid that I might figure something out from your brief overview and make a bunch of money, but yet you're selling this course for $49. Okay. Got it. Got it. And thanks for hitting the like button, y'all. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And I am truly inspired by many of y'all because I have great conversations with y'all. And yeah, y'all might have saw a comment that I was ready to quit this YouTube thing because I didn't feel that it was being effective. I didn't feel anybody was being helped because so many people, as the person commented earlier, if I can find it, somebody commented earlier that, all they're concerned about is nope, that's that. Somebody commented that, that all they want to do is just talk about the documents and explain them and stuff. And I was like, you know, okay. Y'all do you, because if you're that locked in and you feel you need to explain it, then go ahead on and do it, but don't call me looking for justification and all of that to sign off on it because I'm not and everything. But I know that I do help people and I'm not going to quit. I wanted to quit. I ain't gonna lie. I wanted to quit because I was really, really like, you know what? Forget this. Forget this. People are just being hard headed. But there are some wonderful people out here, and I'm going to keep pushing forward and doing what I need to do to help y'all out to the best of my ability. So, again, I thank y'all for your encouragements. I thank you for the phone calls, the text messages, the emails, all of that. I really do appreciate that. And this weekend, I'm gonna be going through reading as many emails as I can to get caught up on that. But don't give up, people. Honestly, don't give up. Don't give up. You're going to be fine in this business, and everything is going to come to pass. And just follow your gut. Your gut is telling you exactly, you know, we are not the document police. Yeah, we're not. Don't be afraid to challenge people. Don't be afraid to question and have people prove who they are to you. Don't be afraid. Do not be afraid. You have every right to do so. And don't be afraid to question them, especially when they want your money in exchange for what they say they got that can benefit you and bless you. I need some more information because I don't even know you like that. You ain't even in my state. So I need some more information. And if you're not willing to talk to me, maybe put together a video that answers people's questions concerning whatever, then I'm not spending my money with you and I'll figure it out because they figured it out. So why can't you figure it out? That's the way I looked at it. Well, y'all have a good one. I greatly appreciate y'all once again. Much love to each and every one of you. Praying for the best and success for your families. And we gonna make this thing work. It's gonna work. We gonna make this thing work no matter what. And I have full confidence in y'all. All right. Y'all have a good one. Talk to y'all later. Peace.